chat for Lenee now.
Okay. Hi, my name is Lenee. I'm a Cambodian settler in unceded Coast Salish territories who has grown up in Surrey on Kwantlen, Katsi, Semiahmoo, and Coquitlam territories. I'm a community organizer with Alliance Against Displacement, and Alliance Against Displacement is a grassroots organization that organizes with communities facing displacement in BC. Our goal is to support the development of people's power in working class Indigenous communities and build alliances between our struggles. For 3 years, Alliance Against Displacement has been organizing on the Surrey Strip, and our perspectives on criminalization and policing has Okay, thank you. So our perspectives on criminalization and policing have come from the brutality that we have witnessed in the Strip and elsewhere. So when we worry about crime, what are we really worrying about? For me, my parents arrived in Canada as refugees fleeing genocide and war in Cambodia. My parents didn't have a stable life, and that is what they wanted for my younger brother and I. When we worry about crime, especially for racialized and immigrant folk, it's anxiety for the future. It's wanting your kids to be safe. It's wanting your kids to have a stable, secure life, and that's what's real. Following the recent gang-related deaths of 3 Surrey residents, the public culture in the city has reached a tipping point in the moral panic surrounding gang violence. In the book, Policing the Crisis, Black British cultural studies scholar Stuart Hall describes moral panics as a means of managing and containing crisis in order to preserve the dominant social order. Moral panic serves to win over support for increasingly coercive measures on the part of the state, lending legitimacy to the more than usual exercise of control necessary to suppress a crisis. In Surrey, moral panic and desperation for somebody to do something about gang violence has manifested in calls for more police on the ground, more funding for law enforcement, the establishment of a municipal police force in place for RCMP, and deeper integration with schools and other social services. These were messages that were expressed at the recent Wake Up Surrey rally, which drew thousands of protesters concerned about gang violence. The panic driving Surrey residents to make these demands is real. There's a real crisis of racism, poverty, alienation, and violence, which is impacting South Asian and Black youth in particular. However, while gang violence may be one manifestation of this broader crisis, gangs are not the root of the problem. Racism, poverty, alienation, and violence are bound to happen because of class, colonial, and white supremacist structures in Canadian society. Efforts to repress gang violence through state power, whether through the hard power of cops, courts, and prisons, or the soft power of social workers, youth workers, and school administrators, ultimately allows the real causes of the crisis to continue to be unabated.